What's up, everyone? This is BigPowner. I had a request for some gameplay footage, which is a reasonable request, and I will be adding it to the video, the introductory to this miner build, um, which may be how you're seeing this. Um, the build levels up really fast, so I am now level 80. 14% into level 80. I haven't played much after I made that video. Um, to give you guys a realistic idea, I'm sorry my videos ain't perfect. I understand that, but you have to also understand that video took me like as long as it took me to get to 76 with all of my ascendancies, like rushing through all the acts. That video took me as much time to make as getting this character to level 76 through the axe with all my ascendancies. So I ain't trying to make them perfect. I hope that I get everything in there and I hope that they're helpful, but please understand that it's unrealistic for me to make perfect videos. I'm trying to get better. When you guys make requests and I can do a quick fix like this and show you what the build's doing, I will do that. I didn't want to add gameplay to the end of the video because it would make it even longer, but by adding it at the bottom of the comment section, it'll make it so people who do want to see how it plays will be able to see how it plays. So I am playing Awakener 8 for this video. As you can see, all my stuff's in, and you can see the little 8. um, so I am power leveling this character, so I'm basically just running maps and whatever drops, and I'm alching them and going. So this isn't the hardest map. The negative 10 to resistance might negatively affect me. Yeah, it will. It'll put me into the negative on one of my resistances. Um, but yeah, and unless area of effect is going to make rolling a little bit, and they got a little bit of damage reduction, but not too nasty. Not super easy. It is Awakener 8, and this is a level 80 character with... I did invest a little bit more into the character. Um, I searched the market a little bit to see if I could buy anything that I wanted. This looked really nice to me. I'm a big fan of the Shocking Conflux. When the Shocking Conflux is up, this essentially adds like another 50% to my damage. You can check in POB what the Shocking Conflux does to the damage, but it's a massive increase. Some people are going for the percent intelligence helms, which is going to add a lot of energy shield because remember every 5 intelligence is going to give us 1% energy shield. And for instance, on a level 80 character, I already have 600 intelligence, which a 10% increase to that would be 60, which would be a 12% increase to energy shield. However, um, even in not like amazing gear, I have 7,090 energy shield at level 80. Um, and I have a lot of room to improve. Like obviously, a ring that's just stat filling. It's got 40 ES, I guess. I think that was one of the priorities for it. But I mean, like this is basically a 3 stat item for me. This is all right, I guess. Yeah, it was a low essence spam, just to get something to work for the build. But we've got stuff on here that doesn't really help us. Low tier intelligence, that does help us a little bit. We're talking about like, what, almost 5% ES on that. Stun block recovery tier 6, that's really bad. And boots can be like 200 ES. That would add a ton of max energy shield to me. The gloves are pretty low too, as far as stats. I mean, there's only 5 stats on them. The 32 to max life don't help me like at all. But and 33 to 37 dexterity, I'm kind of way over on the dex I need, because I have this, which is adding 70 to dexterity, um, 90 to intelligence, and 84 to strength. It's basically just a huge stat cow, um, which is nice for getting the build running. But there's probably more I could get out of this. Like, you know, obviously that 3% evasion rating ain't doing much for me. Um, and my weapon's not ideal. I paid 10 chaos for it. But let's go ahead and see what it's like. What happened on my map? What do I do with it?
Exile.
Seriously. What happened to my map? Oh, I already opened it. Jesus. Jesus, man. Jesus. Just like standing around my portals. What happened to my map? What happened? So we'll keep track on this. I guess I talked for like 5 minutes. I just got a bunch of coffee in me, so.
Not all murders are equal.
A lot of people might look at the shocking conflux and be like, it's only up 50% of the time. But the thing that you have to consider is the length of shock. So when shock is applied, it lasts for 3 seconds, I believe. It's either 2 or 3 seconds. I think it's 2 seconds because it's a 4 on 4 off. With 2, it's up 75% of the time essentially in combat. So it's up to a 50%, shock is up to a 50% increase to damage, which if it's up 75% of the time, a 50% increase at 75%, 37.25% increase to damage, that's a big increase to damage. And that's the average damage over time. So people might look at it and just be like, oh, it's only up 50% of the time. That ain't that good. But when you look at it in reality, it is a pretty good damage buff. Hey, the black heart. Come into my mines. Yeah. That's a tier 16 map on Awakener 8 in 3 minutes. I didn't kill a lot of the stuff. Let's be honest. But and that was a really short map. But it's possible to do that. I mean, I think I've shown it's definitely a capable build with very little invested. Obviously, it kind of made that boss look like a joke. Yeah, he got pimp slapped. And, you know, you could see I can survive hits from him. And that's kind of like the key is like, you know, being able to take big hits and still being able to DPS bosses down really fast. And, you know, at a very low level. And you also have to consider that, you know, I don't really have very many spots into damage yet. I'm actually right now, since the video, I've started adding into damage spots. Like I'm going to be going for all of the crit chance, crit multipliers. These will be my next 2 spots. And then we have another one. Oh, actually, I started to come this way. I forgot about that. There we go. Alright, in one more point, that will be done. There's another... Sometimes I start going in a direction, and then when I get back to my tree, I'm like, wait, what was I doing? There's another one over here somewhere that I haven't filled out yet. strike. I thought there was another just flat. I don't know where it is, but I'm going for now. I have like enough energy shield where I'm like I can survive, so I want to get a little bit more damage. So I can basically like insta pop bosses. Um, so that's kind of my direction now. And then obviously once I get a little bit higher, I will upgrade my gear and I will have a video got out for you guys sometime soon that will give you a like an end goal gear setup, and I'll do a demonstration of that too. So I hope that this lets you see a realistic idea of what this build with a low investment will be able to do. Obviously, this helm cost me as much as everything else in the build, um, but um, it's just because I mean the energy shield's not crazy good. It's just because I wanted something to give me a damage boost. So you could remove that um, and not prioritize this if you don't have the currency. Um, but it is a 3 red slot 1 blue. I'm not going to roll a 3 red slot 1 blue Huber circlet and get another Huber circle to make this video. So you have a realistic idea of what this build will do. Thanks for watching. Peace.